Okay, given the graph of y equals f of x, so that's all the blue stuff. It's a piecewise function. It has to be a piecewise function. Given the graph, pictured below, determine the limit. I'm going to rewrite that because it's really small. The limit as x approaches 2 from the right of f of x. Okay, so the limit of this as we approach 2 from the right. We're approaching positive 2, not because of this. This doesn't mean positive 2. It just means we have a positive 2 here. This part means we're approaching from the right-hand side. So that means we're actually going to the left. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my x value of 2. And there it is. Okay. And now the limit as x approaches 2 of my function, well, I have to be on top of my function. I have to like walk along my function. If I'm approaching an x value of 2, I have to walk along my function. So I can't approach an x value of 2. Here, it looks like the x coordinate is 7, the y coordinate is 8. I mean, I am approaching an x coordinate of 2, right? Because now the x coordinate is 6, the y coordinate is 8, x coordinate is 5, x coordinate is 4, x coordinate is 3. I am approaching an x coordinate of 2, but I'm not even on my function, so I'm not taking any limits from a graph. So that doesn't work. To take a limit from a graph, you must be on top of your function. Okay, now like I'm approaching, my x value is 8, my y value seems to be maybe negative 3. I'm approaching an x value of 2, right? Because my x value now is 7, my x value now is 6, my x value now is 5. I'm approaching an x value of 2. My y value is changing that whole time. Right now my y value seems to be close to negative 4. Maybe my x value is like 4.5. My y value is negative 5. I'm approaching an x value of 2. What is my y value approaching? Well, it's approaching negative 4. And I approached from the right side, so I'm on my function. So here, this, as x approaches 2, my y value from my function approaches negative 4. Right? Okay, let's think about something else. So that's done. That's done. The answer is negative 4. But let's ask a different question. What if, so aside, like, erase your brain. No, don't erase your brain. That's bad. Don't do that. It's not eternal sunshine. What if we were thinking about, let's do it in a different color, the limit as x approaches 2 from the left side of f of x. Okay, so our x values are still going to approach 2, however, we have to do it from the left side, so meaning we're going towards the right. I can't approach from down here because there is no function. Remember, I have to be on top of my function. Here, I'm approaching, my x value is getting closer and closer. Like here, my x value is negative 9. My y value is 2. What is my y value approaching as I'm getting really, really close to positive 2? Well, here, like it doesn't matter. I'm getting close to 4 if I go up on this side of my function. So, okay, I'll go over here. My x value is 0. I'm getting closer if I'm going this way. I'm getting closer and closer to an x value of 2. And I'm moving from the left side. I can't approach it from down here because there's nothing there. So my x value is 0. My y value would be, what, 2. As I get closer, my x value is 1. I'm getting closer to 2. My y value grows to 3. If I get closer, my x value seems to be 1.5. Maybe a y value of 4, 4.5. An x value, I don't know, 1.8. It seems like my y value is 7. X value of 1.999999. I'm getting really close to 2, right? But this just goes straight up into oblivion. It just goes up and up and up. So here, there actually is no limit, but we can describe it by saying that it goes to infinity. This actually does not exist. This limit doesn't exist. If it goes to infinity, then there is no limit. There is no stopping point. So, if we were approaching 2 from the left side, we could say that it goes to infinity, that there is no limit. It just goes to infinity. If we wanted to say the limit as or let's okay, so that's a different case. Erase your brain. Don't erase your brain. It's a new example. Limit as x approaches, let's say, 2 from both sides of f of x. This is a two-sided limit. Well, by the definition of a two-sided limit, it only exists if from the left side you go to the same value as from the right side. Well, from the right side, we already said, because we're approaching 2 still, from the right side, we approached, our limit from the right side was -4. Okay. Our limit from the left side was not -4. This is not -4. Since the limits from either side of the same number, because it's still +2, since they don't agree here, then the two-sided limit does not exist. You could say D and E does not exist. They have to agree. Even if this like went down to -infinity, it would still not exist because this is +infinity, this is -infinity. Those don't agree. Those are different. Same with like even if it goes up to infinity, yeah, they might agree. And so you could say, I guess the two-sided limit would be tending towards infinity. But again, infinity is not really a limit. It's not a number. It still is unbounded. I'm hoping this is helping and not hurting. If we approach -4 from both sides, we would say, I mean, the limit doesn't technically exist. Limit as x approaches 4. This is a two-sided limit, so we have to evaluate from the left. Oh, you go up to infinity. From the right, oh, you go up to infinity. So the limit of f of x as x approaches 4 from both sides is +infinity. That's not a limit. That technically does not exist, but you can describe the way it's going. So this would be the proper answer. Yeah, I hope that helps. If you it looks like if you want to take the limit as x approaches -1, it looks like you would get 2. Does that make sense? I'm hoping it does. Because if you approached, let me point. If you approach an x value of -1 from either side, your y value is approaching, like right here, my x value is 1. Right here, my x value is 0. Right here, my x value is -1. I'm approaching my x value of -1. What is my y value approaching? Well, first like it's 5, it's 4, it's 3, it's 2, and it tends closer and closer to 2. So if I wanted to write this out, the limit as x approaches -1 from both sides, because if I don't write anything up there, like a plus or a minus, then I'm saying from both sides of f of x, because that's our graph. The limit of f of x as x approaches -1 is 2, because the y value tends to 2 from both sides. The y value is going to 2, the y value is going to 2 as you approach an x value of -1. I'm hoping that helps explain stuff. If not, let me know.